Malky, we are now complete in Verona, 10 sessions down, a lot of double sessions. How's the week gone?
It's gone really well, Dale. For us to integrate the 8 new players into the group, for us to have the 10 heavy sessions, have the pool on site as well, where they've had 10 pool sessions as well. A lot of good food, a lot of rest and recovery. It's an ideal place for a training camp really, and obviously we're training in the heat, but that brings its benefits as well.
And you really have pushed them so hard in such difficult conditions out here.
Yeah, I mean, I think players always, there's a limit, and I think there's a limit that we can go beyond that. Players think there's, at 80-90%, I think there's always that extra 10% we can get out, and I think the encouragement helps from all around, from both the staff and the players that are doing the runs at the end there. So, no, I mean, we've got a long, hard season ahead of us. It's rigorous. It's going to be tough again. It's a tough Premier League again this year, and we've got to make sure that we are as fit and robust as last year and go beyond that.
The one thing that stood out for me across the whole week was the togetherness and the attitude and application through everything, in terms of the challenging conditions that were here, in terms of the heat. It was the pulling each other together. That must really give you some warmth.
It does, because culture is a huge thing when you get a football club, and it's not something that you can just turn on. It's something that comes from personality, and it comes from people's character. And we've obviously got a good group from last year that I now know. I've known them for a year. As I said, some left the club, and we've got a group here that are good people. And the 8 players that we brought in, we investigated. We did our conversations with other people at their clubs and people that know them, to make sure that they have got the right character to come in, because I don't want to bring anyone into Ross County that's going to spoil what this group are all about. So we've done that, and they've integrated well this year, the boys, and great credit to the core of the group that were here from last year. They actually embrace them, bring them in and make them feel welcome right from minute one. But there's a standard they've got to set when they come in, and they know that now.
Finally, Malky, what was your message to the players there at the end, after the past 2 weeks, the past week here obviously and the week prior, and now going back into action starting next weekend? Yeah,
firstly I was thanking them for the week that they put in. They've accounted for themselves really well, and they've been responsible for that Ross County badge here, both on and off the pitch, and they've been an absolute credit to themselves and their families. So the way they've handled themselves, the professional nature of it, when you come away for a week, it's tough because you don't have your families, and every morning they're getting up and they're hurting, and they've got to get themselves ready mentally for another tough session. I also asked them to thank the staff, because nothing here happens slickly without the staff actually doing plenty of extra hours to make sure that it all works. So I give great credit to the staff this week in terms of how the whole operation has gone so slickly. And just finally, just talk about good habits, the good habits going forward. That's the standard they've set now. The players that were here last year, set that standard, and anyone that comes in has to adhere to that and adapt to it. And if they do and embrace it, we're going to be better this year again.
Malky, thank you for your time, and safe trip home.
Thanks very much, Dale.